Wouldn't it have been awkward if that was what he was going to say? And
It
then,
would have been. I would have been like, God damn it!
how do you?
No, so a few weeks ago, or just a couple of weeks ago, we mentioned in our Discord that we were interviewed briefly by a blogger, and he wrote quite a nice article about RPGs, just like we're playing, and included us as a quite a large portion of his review, citing our very emotional and heavy gameplays that we tend to have, and especially rounding it off with hashtag save tears of Tiamat. But we just wanted to say at the beginning of this session thanks to them, and if you're watching and you want to read up on what they've said and possibly even look at some of his other suggestions, I will put the link to the post in the description. But that is it for me. On with the show. I wish this was a QI, but yeah.
It was a very flattering article. I read it and was like, yeah, that brushes my ego nicely.
Yeah.
That's and also hurts a little bit.
Oh.
Well, it was.
Yeah, emotions can be rough.
Yes.
It certainly was.
Yeah, so let's throw ourselves into this game, shall we?
Yes.
Who wants to do a recap? Who was here and remembers?
Oh man, we
It's
did.
like half of you.
Yeah, we did so
Maybe.
much questioning. Sheep, I'm gonna need your help. I'm gonna need your help. It was a 2.5 hour session because we waited just to make sure that Valky definitely wasn't up for playing, and then we carried on. We started off with finishing off questions that we had. Gesh was trying to figure out why his patron wanted him to come here, if there was anything that he's missing. He went looking for a door that he was utterly useless at finding. And I can't remember if he asked anything else, but I remember then Cyrilla went on to ask some questions about Derendil, trying to figure out what we can do about him, see if we can bring him back, who was influencing him. We only really discovered that it was probably the Prince of Deception that was affecting him. And I can't remember if we asked much more after that. I don't remember any, at least. But we decided that we would go and meet with this drow wizard that wanted to speak with us. So we went, had a chat with him, and he basically said that he has a plan to bring this whole horrible situation to a close. And that mainly being doing a ritual that will bring the demon lords to a central location, and them basically fighting each other to the death as they do, and hopefully leaving one or two very wounded demon lords that have used up all of their amazing powers in fighting each other, vulnerable for us to strike. In the quake destroying Mensa Branson, as that's where we would put them. But of course, like any good ritual, we need ingredients, and not just any ingredients. We needed to get the blood or ichor from a demon, a purple worm, an unhatched purple worm egg, a central eye of a Grand Beholder, a 6 angel feathers from 6 individual angels, so 1 each. I believe it was 13 tin masks, which are mushrooms that grow in the steppes of demons, and the grimoire of the dumbass drow that thought that he was smart enough and powerful enough to contain the raw energy that brought all these demons here in the first place. That being in the middle of Menzoberranzan. That's it, really.
Yeah.
All right. You were given gifts and allowed to stay at the Tower of
Gifts.
Vengeance, where this drow archmage lives, manned by invisible servants and animated pieces of drow armor that walk about, bringing whatever is necessary. You're allowed to stay, though the wizard certainly made it clear, Vizaran, that you probably want to get going, since he right now has no ingredients. He's effectively just wasting his time, and as soon as he can get something, that'll be worth working on. He indeed wants to craft the Dark Heart, which is an item that shall be used with an invocation to summon all the demon lords in the Underdark to one location. He has specified that this location has to be Menzoberranzan, the place where the ritual was cast the first time. Grump's ritual to call all the demon lords here, tapping into the same power. The fight that the demon lords will have will then take place in the heart of the Drow city. A regrettable sacrifice they will have to make, he will say, though he doesn't seem too concerned about that. You also expressed very little concern about the sacrifice the Drow will be able to make.
Whatever. Fuck 'em. Really.
Beyond that, you discussed where you wanted to go, in what sort of path you would do, and as you had asked about, the Myconids specifically, and gotten the telepathic warning, or at least sort of call to arms or call for aid, perhaps even from your Myconid friends, you had decided to go to the Neverlight Grove and save them by way of Blinkenstone.
Oh, okay.
It seems they are indeed in dire straits. The message made from a mushroom person, a Myconid, that you might not remember, but your characters might remember, called Basidia. He was the sovereign that that your two friends sort of belonged to, or were part of the family of. Allegedly, he is resisting still with a few of his family, Stool and Rubber Dump, at the edges of the Neverlight Grove, the influence of Zoopdemoy, the Queen of Rot, who was planning to wed the massive mushroom brain that exists within the Neverlight Grove, which, I mean, will probably make her incredibly powerful. Who knows, really? I haven't that. I mean, she clearly has a plan with it. The demons succeeding in their plans is generally not good for anybody. This is, of course, something you wish to do instead of going someplace else that might also need aid. But you have friends here, and they called for your help, so that seemed to be motivation enough. With that in mind, how are your characters feeling as you leave the Tower of Vengeance, traveling south towards Blinkenstone?
Oh, that
New
would.
cloaks, fancy clothes.
I think for Cirilla, she's almost anxious. She wants to get there as quickly as possible, because her friends have asked for help, and she saw them in a very corrupted area, just waiting for aid. And who better than us?
I don't know. Liam's been a few confusing days. He doesn't remember much. So he's confused, but also determined because we need to do something, and we can't save everyone, but we can do our best to save as many as possible. And yeah, that's what we're sort of doing. Liam is ready to crack some skulls.
Well, Jordan himself has been tossing back and forth the events of the library, and especially his meeting with Kazim for quite a while, and come to the conclusion that up to this point, he has been letting the Underdark shape him and his choices, rather than him actually taking control of his own. Um, he's definitely taken a lot of pacts and decisions which have had dire consequences without really thinking about them, and yeah, he's making a resolution that he's going to make his own decisions regardless of whatever else outside influence has upon him, from now on at least.
As for Gash, I mean, on the one hand, it's great to have an actual plan to defeat all the demons. Sort of something that he himself considered briefly before, but didn't have any clue how to actually accomplish. On the other hand, we've sort of been degraded from heroes to errand boys, which isn't exactly the most glorious thing. Even if maybe in the history books later our names will be all over the place. But Cash doesn't do this for the history book. Well, he does, but also for himself. If he thinks of himself as an errand boy, that won't do. But it's better than doing nothing.
Roland is torn right now. The fact that we have a solution to solve this entire thing, he's glad we have a solution, and he's also, and doubly so that the solution will drive the group towards and will eventually drive the group towards Mensa Branson, the location he, well, was a bit lost on exactly how he would get into, and well, try and get those close to him out. Though the fact it's what's definitely kind of pulling on Roland is the fact that this is one of the last things that the group plans to do, and this is while Roland can understand it, he doesn't like it. Those close to him have been through enough already, but he can't bring himself at the same time to leave the group either. His mind being pulled both ways to protect both those he used to be close with and those he's currently close with in this vicious bit of a battle. Roland does not care about the fact that we've been put onto a fact that we're being put out as errand boy kind of situation. That's not a problem for him. But certainly the kind of inner conflict for him of wanting to protect both sides is currently hurting him. And he's hoping the group will be able to finish all this fast enough that there won't be consequences for them delaying it this long.
Sounds like there won't be a lot of talking as you travel south.
No, I wouldn't think so. I feel like we have our purpose, and
Yeah, time for talk is over.
yeah.
Been talking for 4 sessions straight. This time,
To beat stuff up.
Yeah, to kill something. Liam
And
says.
with the murderous minds, you travel towards Blinkenstone, a location that certainly will carry your wrath.
Yeah,
Feel it.
it's time
Into
to
it.
pay for their
Seeing the
transgressions
failure of
against
your
us.
project to unify the plane.
Would be really a bummer if it just completely failed.
He sets it off, and we just look around and wait. Days passed. Nothing happens.
Traveling for 4 days south, the area seems mainly to be clear. It is close to both Menzoberrands and Leytonstone, so patrols will occasionally come here. There's a few methods, hiding dust methods mainly at the edges of the worm writhings, laughing at creatures that dare go in and following them until they can watch them die. You can vanquish those or ignore them as you wish. They are not really a threat to you. Beyond that, you also see signs that drow pass through here. Many small campsites that are not currently occupied, but seem to be in regular use is in this area. Generally, it seems that these are resting points for venturing into the worm writhings, why ever drow would do that. Pushing further south, you can pretty easily get into the sphere of influence of Blankenstone. The outskirts, as you remember them, are places where a few old ruined constructions are located. You, being somewhat familiar with what exists within, steer clear of them, not forced to walk through one to get up from the brittle swells as you were last time. You are really not harassed much. As the Swift Neblins see you, effectively whatever might have been in your way is cleared out. And as you arrive at the city, the doors are opened for you and you're invited in. What you find within? Stone. Oh, oh. You want your library token gathering? Yeah, that's the ones you want to use.
Yeah,
I,
for
I
me.
replaced
No.
I replaced the one.
I
in the
replaced it. I
worm
copy pasted it over.
Well, excellent. Then I'll just use those ones. You don't have to worry about anything anymore. So
Oh, well, I'll just replace mine.
We'll go back there later.
you disappeared.
As an old token.
Yeah.
new
I'll
one.
just add mine in Blood and Stone when we're there.
That token does not.
Tell you what, I'll just copy Finger Muncher, and then you guys can put whichever one you want to continue using down there. No?
Yeah.
How about that?
That works.
Innovation. That's what they call that.
Finger Muncher never needs updating. He is eternal.
Manakai knows
It's
about
every bit of it.
efficiency.
So, copy your tokens,
Yes.
and then I will click here, and that should throw you to a place you've been before.
The barracks.
I have. Oh, there we go.
My goodness.
We're here.
So
Oh god.
So,
I think we should talk to the leaders of this place and be like, hey, those like Centaur dudes we have with us, yeah, don't let them like do anything in this town. Just throw them out. I believe.
Being led in, it seems that the word has traveled ahead of you, as you are met with a lot of smiling people looking at you. Like the people here generally last time were sort of a tough bunch, but there's sort of an air of freshness in the place. Not fresh air, of course, that would be preposterous down here, but more of a mood of enthusiasm, sort of a new beginning. Around you, you see both were-rats and swift-neblin and big badgers walking about, carrying rocks and other things. Seemingly a lot of trash being trafficked through here from the areas of the place that you cleared out last time. The three leaders of the city, the council, probably not having time to gather for this, at such short warning, show up quickly to meet you as you enter the city. Your people also brought in and shown quarters. Beyond that, there's two other people you know with the three counselors, as you see the friendly face of Hemeth and the surface of Glabagool.
Lavago, old friend.
Oh my god. That is so weird that
Dorbo,
Clappercool is here.
Dorbo Diggermatic, holding a short leash, whereupon a tiny basilisk
Yay!
is walking, steps forward and reaches out his hand to whoever will take it,
Oh, of
with
course.
a smile.
Oh yeah, of course.
The
Yeah,
sound,
of course.
of a busy street all around as people sort of stop and as the gnomes stop and watch you. You know, like some children are like asking their parents something, and the parents look down and say, "Oh, that's the heroes that made all this possible."
Yay!
I still
Like
have
the
that. I still have that stone that the kids gave me.
Mhm.
I played music.
And you have returned, Dorbo says, shaking Liam's hand as he's the most sort of front
Mhm.
one. He's a small hand, old but firm. As he does so, his wife stepping up closer.
I remember her being
Her
a bit of
usual
a.
sneer,
Yeah.
more of a neutral expression.
Oh,
There you go.
While Gold Whisker has a sort of the smile of an old fox.
he
steps
looks
forward to-
horrific in this picture.
Does.
He is a werewolf, and it's
Listen,
certainly
Lee,
not
we
something
talked
you grow
about
used
this.
to easily.
He's hideous.
Oh, he's infected. Ugh.
You can't say that to them to their
There
face.
still does indeed seem to mostly be groups of were-rats and mostly groups of swiftnam. And sort of, they are around one another, but they don't seem to currently intermingle a whole lot. It's probably going to take a long time for the
Yeah.
superstitions and other issues to completely disappear.
Makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense.
We've kept the place warm for you. Your companion hall is all taken care of. Hemeth took the job of requisitioning a lot of things for it. As Hemeth walks up, raising a hand,
Hey, Hammer.
Gabagool just sitting in the back, watching, a little awkwardly, as people sort of look at him weird.
Oh,
Seemingly still a curiosity in the city, though they don't freak out. It probably means they've had. I mean, that period may be over.
Appearance.
As Hemeth looks at you, slightly skeptical. He says, "Why would you return to the Underdark?"
Well, a grim purpose is really the answer.
So, sounds like a fun time. A slight bit of dry wit, I suppose.
what could be more fun than this, Hammond?
No matter what you are here for, we'll help you. The city is behind you. You've proven yourselves more than once, and, well, we should take a look. We're rebuilding all the districts. In a few generations, this city will be, well, greater than it ever was.
That's great.
His
We,
wife, smiling slightly at this also. My dear husband and I were hoping that perhaps, remembering how much aid we gave one another in the great conflict prior, that you might weigh in on the idea of restoring the monarchy. So Dorbo looks at her, tired of what is clearly an old discussion between the two that he hoped she would not bring up here. Chagrin makes a displeased sound at this.
I mean,
Your voices would go far. He says, giving you a warm smile. It's more that, you know, Harry Potter, Dolores Umbridge.
Yeah.
A very warm, sort of flowery smile.
Yeah, I know. Liam is like shifts a little uneasy and says, we're not necessarily here to help you decide on a system of governance. We're more here to check on you and the city, and also, well, maybe requisition you in what we're going to try to accomplish moving forward.
As well, you can stay here as long as you'd like. She looks at his wife, tired for a moment. They don't care about bureaucracy. Senny, there was a time where you didn't either.
Oh, jeez.
Slightly. As she looks at this. Things change, people grow, dear husband. Just yes. Anyway, turns to you again. Clearly eager not to discuss this here.
Mhm.
We have reclaimed the entirety of the district. The old temple is being rebuilt. The rubble is being cleared out, as you can see. Gestures to a rock elemental carrying it over. Oh, those can help because of you as well. Really, you're going to find a hard time seeing something in this city that's not improved because of you.
I mean, that's good, you know.
That is
Beyond
genuinely
that,
nice to hear.
there's only one who's here now. Gestures back to Glebical, who sort of does a weird thing with the eyeballs, where he sort of turns them around in a barrel roll. None of you probably can guess. People are still not used to him, but he's been friendly so far.
Well, he's clearly rolling his eyes.
Well, Liam is like, well, Clapperghoul was helpful to us getting as far as we did, so it's good to hear.
Hemeth nods.
As for moving forward, he sort of looks around. Perhaps we should speak a little bit more in private for that part. But
Yes, of course. To be honest, we already anticipated that you might want some aid should you return. Beyond that, we put an honor guard to protect the hall. Not that it needs it, but well, there were those who were veterans of the fight before, who only survived because you could take out Pudding King.
Oh,
They stand behind you, and so do we.
Liam nods. There's excellent news. So looks around. Yes, a lot has changed, and a lot remains the same. The corruption of the Underdark is ongoing, and we are trying to stop it. And it's well, we have a plan. It's a bit of a gamble, honestly, but sort of shifts a little bit
Let's
uneasy.
speak of it over a meal. Eh?
He nods.
His wife shakes her head slightly, as if she thinks this is far too important to wait for food. But seems to not say anything.
Mm-hmm.
She was spirited away to the Digger Manor cave.
The Manor Cave.
Yes, they only have caves here, and most of them are small. But this one is big enough that you can sit up and sort of be somewhat comfortable, because it's a high ceiling. The place is generally built to be too small for medium creatures, just to annoy the drow should they choose to attack. The tactic of the city is we can never stop Mr. Ransom from attacking us and killing all of us if they really want to. We can just make it so that they don't really want to, because nothing they could gain here is worth it. Which has worked for them so far, except for that one time where they aided that one drow and got exterminated. Yeah. That was the whole thing. Maybe I shouldn't have moved too many tokens at once.
Taking
Retrospect.
a little while.
It's a very, very long distance to
Yeah,
travel.
we'll just give it time. You're in the manor, though, taken there easily enough. People still watch you, and your own people are taken to the tavern, and a few of the empty houses that have been opened up in the new space, in addition to the guild hall house. Its size not really big enough for so many medium creatures to accommodate. Hemeth, you can see, has developed a slight hunch when he walks. There we go. Clearly used to being here for a while now.
Yes.
At the table that's usually reserved for the council, chairs might be a bit small, but they do the best that they can.
What? Haven't they made honorary chairs for us at the council table? On average.
We must take
My
over.
seat.
There's a military coup.
Hemeth, though, takes food and puts it in his ooze, like a turkey
Well,
leg, and just sticks it in there.
Sure.
Also dissolves it over time.
It's good that they become friends.
They seem to be figuring things out quite well. Hemeth sort of offhandedly takes care of the ooze.
Who's Master Hemeth?
I miss Navigo. It's great.
Yeah, well, he's here.
Still miss him though. I can only have 2 companions at one time.
Don't hug him. It'll be bad.
Yeah. Chagrin is actually the one that sort of brings up the conversation of what are you here for, really? What's the actual reason for visiting beyond just courtesy call? Because Dorbo is busy enjoying food and drink, and asking you to do the same. It's a hard road out there. You must be tired.
Oh yeah.
While Sunny is sort of giving subtle political suggestions of, there's going to be a speech soon. If having your opinion would be grand, and imagine what kind of aid could be brought if a unified, bureaucracy was taken, and without the need to convey a council every time, things would go much faster.
Uh-huh.
I mean, who knows if there's any ulterior motives there, but she tries to be subtle and is not very good at it.
I mean, Mr. Miller and Riordan and maybe Gesh would realize the play she's going at.
It's not subtle at all.
It's
Yeah.
not subtle at all. No, it's
It's just even more
She's-
painstakingly obvious, though.
it's like a dwarf trying to hammer out cold iron. I think it's
Oh.
brute force and ignorance, and I think Scylla at some point probably actually puts her head in her hand and whispers to Riordan, can she be any less subtle?
Believe me, I was like that once.
Well, I mean, do we hide anything from these guys, or do we just tell them everything?
I don't see why we would hide
Yeah,
anything.
I don't see why we wouldn't tell them what's going on.
Alright. I guess we tell them everything.
Guess we'll launch into the story of our important quest.
The library, the main part of our quest so far.
Exactly.
My heroic deeds.
Important discovery in the history of.
It's fine, guys. I made sure to make a very detailed chapter on the library so you can read back on it.
This
A
is where
single
they're like,
chapter couldn't cover the gloriousness that is the
Well,
library.
the chapter is the entire book so far, so.
this
That
is
works.
where they're like, oh no, we've got 4 people have been to the library so far. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we've been there last week actually.
Yeah.
It's,
It's a new splat book, The Library and Gesh. 5th edition.
Bunch
Yeah,
of
no.
feats.
Now, all we have to do is travel quickly to the Neverlight Grove and hope that the conflict between 2 of the demon princes and queens and whatnot is still fresh. Hope that we do not get killed. Run all over the Underdark, fighting a variety of other powerful beings, and eventually we'll get all of them in one place and hope they resolve each other. That's the gist of it. Bit of a gamble, I think Liam called it. I think that's appropriate.
And sort of nod slightly as the 2 others just sit there in stunned silence for a while listening to this tale. You'd be glad to hear then, or perhaps not, that we, when scouting the Underdark, have found trails of hundreds, perhaps thousands, plant creatures. Not just myconids, but all sorts of plants, all traveling in the same direction. Called by something, they seem to ignore everything except for things that attempt to stop them in going their way. Though some of them dance and sing and will not accept if you do not do the same. Most simply hurry to the Neverlight Grove. We have not gone far enough to discover where they are. A few of our people had incidents that were less. Used to search the word. That were unpleasant and likely caused by the demonic influences going around. We have tried to stay away from these paths so far. It seems there is a congregation. Beyond that, he sort of looks to the two others and says, although many oozers were slain during the fight, it seems that they have been going to the same direction. The ones that lived and moved on. Quite a few reformed as well, even after destroyed. They are hard beings to keep down, it seems. Unnaturally so. Many of them definitely defeated, but able to gather themselves nonetheless.
No, it seems like Jubilex and Sigmoy says
Zutumoy.
Sutomoy are cruising for a bruising in the Neverlight Grove.
It has, however, made sure that this city has remained clean. So, he says that. Sunny shoots him a quick look. That less observant people might not have noticed. Looking at his
Cyril had
whiskers.
noticed all.
Then there is where we need to go. Hopefully the fight will be so intense that they won't really notice us.
Yes, whatever is going on there, it is not good for us. We have considered much. However, many of our people could not travel so far from this place and be safe. We are not warriors, though some of our people have expressed the interest in joining you. Should you return, or if nothing else, man your guild house here until such a time as they were needed to root out demonic influences in the area. You remember, of course, Commander Zark.
Yes, I have a vague memory of Commander Zark.
He has taken a few of the toughest veterans and, well, gathered them together. They have been armed by Kazook, and I believe, in my humble opinion, that they might be of aid to you. Others might have wished to do the same, but would likely just slow you down.
That sounds good. I mean, yes, they are welcome to join us. Our caravan is expansive, but the more people we have in it, the better, really.
Chagrin nods and says, I shall inform them then of the decision. She nods. It seems that the current way of it is actually that Chagrin is somewhat more of an experienced and influential leader here than the two others, though everyone likes Dorbo. And that's kind of why he determines a lot of stuff. It seems that Chagrin has ruled with an efficient and effective leadership for a long time of his own people. The time you spend here might be short, but you will certainly also hear that some of the tension has been eased because a lot of the were-rats have actually been watching over the people of Blakenstone, sort of from secret tunnels and such, made sure that monsters that creep close to the city have been taken care of, and the city been spared from many troubles. The ooze problem would have been much greater if not for them. Some of the Swift Neplin are visibly ashamed that they advocated for the extermination, the rat problem, as it were.
So they would be coming with us, or the other option was to leave them here to guard the city. Was that correct?
Yes. However, Chagrin would argue that take the veterans of Zark, and the ones that are less able but certainly willing will be manning the guild house, effectively making this a free outpost. I mean, no real question about that.
Yeah, but also inform it then we have some Centauran people. Just don't let them bully around. Just fuck them up. Like,
Yeah.
Not Chagrin will not. He'll say that he knows well of the Centauran. His the were-rats have scouted quite a lot of the land around the city to keep it safe. And
They're not with us because we like them. You know, they're with us because we have to. And yeah,
Senny will say that she knows how that feels.
yeah, I bet you do. Um,
Whereas Chikrin does this sort of sneering frown. He's clearly tired of it, but he's not calling her out.
mhm. Yeah,
He also suggests that you go visit old Gurnik.
oh sure.
You know, he has perhaps become your greatest proponent.
Yes, yeah.
In the
But
meantime.
maybe he can clean some more madness out of us. Ugh.
Well,
I
on that
wonder-
note, actually,
Yeah.
they have had a strange problem recently, though it seems to have stopped for the moment. A few people have been found dead without brains.
Oh.
Seemingly, those have
No.
devoured for time. No indentation in the skull or anything, though. Kazook was the only one who could identify what the problem was. Beyond that, advocacy has been for finding those of the city who suffer from madness and sending them to a so-called asylum some distance away. Chagrin will sneeringly say that the negotiation methods seems to have been uncaring for the lives of innocents. Though he's not sure what could remove a brain without making any holes or damaging the skull from the outside.
I guess. Do you have any idea how far away this asylum is?
Chagrin shakes it and says, apparently it moves around. So far it seems that it has moved from our location to another. He does not know where.
I'm wondering, since we can't kill the demon lords like Jubilex and Siggy, you know, that we can't stop them. I wonder if we can kill the big mushroom brain instead. Stop her from being able to fuse with it.
The big mushroom, right? Oh, right. The
Stop. Basically to stop the marriage, because we can't move her reasonably, we can't
No.
kill her reasonably, but we can kill what she tries to marry.
yes.
I'm sure there's a way.
It's a giant mushroom. Does anyone have enough insecticide?
Burn it all.
Yeah, like the
Fireballs.
Antifungal
sit
cream?
on like some incredible napalm or something. We could just burn it.
Death
Was
fog.
there-
Yeah,
was
death
there-
fog.
Perhaps like the alchemist here can figure out something.
Do you have any like plutonium strength weed killer?
Magical weed killer. Yeah.
What's plutonium?
They're like deep gnomes. I'm sure they know.
You know,
We
just
don't.
craft that thing from Pathfinder, put it in a box.
Ah, blight burn. I miss you so.
Yeah, light
Hey,
burn.
you know, I feel it's a great idea. Just throw that into that wedding chapel. We'll be fine.
Yeah. Whee! Burns forever.
Surely calling Gazook, though he has been busy trying to make advanced drilling techniques for clearing up rubble. In the city. He's been very excited by the results.
Oh, I bet.
He assures her that in a few years it will be significant.
So no weapon grade.
He has, however, armed the soldiers, the veterans, who will be going with you. 6 of them as a troop.
All right.
This is, of course, like companion. Do you have no troop report? Here.
What do we
I
know
said,
of the mushroom brain? Would we be able to kill it? Is it a thing that can be killed?
Isn't it a, like...
You were there.
Yeah.
The knowledge is that the mushroom brain is one mushroom whose mycelia spreads through the entirety of the Neverlight Grove. Effectively, almost every other mushroom there that sort of grows is part of it,
Huh.
connected to it in a very real, direct way.
Yeah, and the problem.
A superorganism, so to speak. It is known that it is sentient, but has not. It's like it's been sleeping forever, and so it doesn't really do much, except to allow the myconids there to access its vast memory of the location.
I don't think it would be very easy to kill that
I
either.
don't think so.
I mean, it's annoying enough. It's annoying enough to kill mushrooms in a garden, let alone an entire cave of one giant mushroom.
Well, it's not just a cave. It's like a country of mushroom.
You see the point, don't you?
Yeah, and it's also going to be that, there's going to be a sliver of a root in a crevice we would never be able to find nor do anything about it, and it will just regrow.
Okay, different question.
I mean, it doesn't regrow overnight, hopefully. It'll probably take a decade or two.
Okay, I have a different question. Can we wake it up?
I
Don't know what that would do.
probably not.
It's a fair thing to at least put on the table because it's been asleep for ages. What could it do if it's awake?
Wouldn't
Sure.
know how.
I mean, we could try. Don't know how, yeah, but
I'm just more punting this towards any of you who have like a large list of spellcasting. Cough, cough. The cleric. See if there's anything. I don't know.
Wake up fungus. Right, that's a fifth level spell.
Probably not something that specific, but you get the point, right?
yeah, I get that. Yeah.
Like, I can't kill something that big.
Yeah, the person who would really know about it would probably be the myconids, so we could just continue our plan, and if we meet them, we ask, and then maybe change our plans if we have more information.
Oh yeah. At the moment, we're only really going there just to get some of the blood and save Stall and Rum Dump. But
As for your companions, Hameth wishes you all good luck with that plan, and says that he's really needed here. And I mean the these gnomes they need heavy picks. I mean they need actual weapons, and he's a weaponsmith. Well, he's sort of a weapons smuggler, but that's almost the same. So he feels that he's the best good staying here.
I mean, he's a
And
dwarf.
he doesn't think that it would be, I mean, Glabagul has had one run-in with Jubilex, and he became intelligent. So, Hemeth doesn't think that it's a good idea to roll that dice again. See what happens the second time.
You might start shooting lasers out of his eyes.
I think that's
Which
a
actually
bit of a
brow
stretch.
eyes, that is
Yeah.
kept in there.
Bit of a stretch.
The unit you'll get access to if you want to bring them are Sark's veterans, shown here. They have 3 abilities to whoever they join up on. At first, they're determined. They know what happens when you lose, and they're willing to fight against anything and everything bad. They've already fought demon forces, and as such, whoever has them has advantage on saves against madness. Beyond that, once per encounter, they can make one attack roll that has hit you be re-rolled, and then choose which one to use. Sort of a after the fact. Oh shit, he's blind and deaf. He has a hard time hitting you, sort of situation. More so, they also use somewhat of a bunch of alchemical items, which effectively makes them very good at fighting oozes. When attacking or casting a spell, targeting an ooze, the ooze has no damage resistance to whatever element you want to use.
Okay.
Well, I do false damage when I do damage, and I don't think there's news resistant against that.
Nah.
I think I'm good too. I have psychic or fire, and I don't know. That might be resistant to fire, but just do psychic really quick.
I don't know. I wouldn't mind taking them. My companions aren't the I don't use them too much, and these seems to be fairly useful
The
abilities.
the reroll is pretty good.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
my
basically,
my gaseous dwarfs have gone through so much I can't just throw them away.
I haven't used my shield guardian yet because I haven't really gotten hit.
Haven't you already
So
thrown away Gesh?
I've still got a earth elemental I can summon. I've never
yeah,
summoned.
But that's not a
You also
companion.
have Shield Guardian, right?
Riordan has
yeah,
that, yeah.
I have the shield guardian. I haven't really used it much.
I have the 2 members of Centaur, which I have been using, but there's been nothing else with their passive, like +4 to hit, and their bonus ability gives me an advantage I've been using.
I don't see any reason why I would really use them. I use the veterans.
No, in that case, they're going with Liam.
Yeah, that's
Right.
fine.
Remember, of course, that you can only have 2 companions that are active at any one time.
Yep. Hello.
I'm sorry, they're like rings. You can only have 2. Not allowed 3. Only 2.
Basically, otherwise they take too much space and you can't effectively cooperate.
Let's see, what did I even have currently? I had where's the caravan? Let's see here. Did we have like a little square with all of the companions lined out on?
Yes, but I don't think. I think right now it's
Some wrapped.
blacked out for you. I can. Ooh. That. And that. Also you. Yeah, you see them?
Yeah, I think I had.
It's on your token, right? You have it in the GM thing. What you have?
Yeah, it should be in your GM name.
Yeah,
Can't see my GM name.
you can.
Can if you go into your
It's
properties.
almost like your token.
There's nothing in my GM name.
Oh.
You had Cinder and Eldith. No, wait, agents. The Lord's Lion's agents and Eldith.
Yeah, you should add them now so you remember next time.
Let's see here, the agents. But
That's pretty good. It's like sneak attack for you is amazing with your high damage,
yeah,
and
I'll
imagine having a weapon with that too.
I'll switch Eldith out with Sark's veterans.
All right.
Let's see here. What does she do? Let's see.
He's not bad.
Yeah, she.
I
Yeah, I
still
don't
want
hate
her
it.
to.
Oh. Oops.
I just don't necessarily want things to die, or her to die.
Oh right, I have Fargus with me. Yay. So my speed is actually 30 feet instead of 25 because he increases my speed. Forgot about that.
I'll be right back.
Beyond that, they will of course feed you and give you spaces to sleep, even if they're small, for as long as you wish to stay here. By their
We
account, you've done what you needed. you wish to retire here, you're free.
We probably can't stay long. We're passing through.
Yeah, I'd imagine quite a quick visit. Maybe rest the night and then.
Sure. Will you take it? Will it take any of you takes any of it on maybe talking to some of the other counselors and give your opinion about who might be a good choice for.
Cyrilla will put
Monarchy
in.
was always the best way to.
Cyrilla will put her two pence into this.
Yeah.
She'll say, although a monarchy can work, in most cases, having a ruling council underneath the monarchy is always the better system. Things done through a council of multiple people with multiple agendas and opinions will ultimately come out with a better result for the people of your city.
I'd say it was surmise that saying so a monarchy is a good idea, of course, with the council under them.
Bearing in mind that the king or queen should not have absolute power.
King and
Either way, shouldn't have absolute power. Otherwise, it defeats the objective of having a ruling council.
Yeah, she still seems adept at talking to the people of the city, and clearly still has the favor of many of them. It's also said that she was the one who brought you here.
Is it? What?
No, she of course doesn't say that. Some people say that. She doesn't protest.
Of course.
That's one vote for. Anyone else want to express their opinion on the matter?
I feel like entering into more politics is not something you're readily prepared to do. So I think he will keep his mouth shut on this.
Right.
I mean, to me it seems like that push for monarchy is a rather blatant attempt to consolidate power in one particular area of the city while leaving your new allies unrepresented.
Yeah, I mean, Cyrilla's was definitely with the caveat of the ruling council. Otherwise, it just doesn't work.
Guess we'll express problematic thoughts to the people.
Oh yeah.
What does he think they should do?
I think you should keep this whole council thing going. It seems like a reasonable idea. Have conversations instead of decisions that result in decision. Speed is not yet of the issue. Once, if Blingstone is ever properly besieged by a demonic horde, I think a leader will crystallize himself or herself quite organically. But until then, you should try to have everyone have a say in things.
Perhaps take a leaf out of Silvery Moon's council. I'll write up a
I don't know what
description.
any of that means.
I'm sure I'll write up a document about how it works.
Undercommon, nice document.
So it's a perfect system. Not so great if you're not so long living, I suppose. You have to make decisions quicker, but
100-year debates about what to do about a 10-year problem.
yeah. Maybe speed up the
Process, like
process.
Rahal suggested.
Yeah.
What if the council is small and only our family? That makes things easier.
Easier, but not better.
Yeah, I mean, you can certainly leave whenever you want. Is there anything else you want to accomplish while in the city? And recruited some of the Swift and talked to them. See, the things are actually going pretty all right for them here, all things considered.
I need to buy a diamond
we,
worth 500 gold pieces.
Yeah, do we need to stock up on diamonds? Perhaps?
Yes. Yes.
Want to buy a diamond? Hard to
One
come by, but they will find you a diamond.
one 500 gold piece diamond, please.
They'll take the ancient tiara off their people and rest it out.
Yes.
Smash it and
Yes.
take it.
No. I'll take it. I'll take it. It's fine.
They are devoted.
We also need another badger.
I feel like we need
Yeah,
4
that's
badgers.
substantial.
You've lost them somewhere.
What?
That's what happened to the badgers.
What? They stayed with the caravan, didn't they?
Yeah.
They
I
are
know lizards too.
Yeah.
guard badgers.
The lizard Beth is still with me.
Yeah.
We'll go and visit old cleric man.
Oh, quite. Yeah.
He seems to have calmed down a lot.
Yeah. I hope
He's
so.
no longer so firebrand. Much more relaxed as he sits overlooking the ancient pillar of the temple you cleared.
Mhm.
Just very much at peace,
That's good.
you know, speaking to you of what you did, and that he is thankful to you, and that he will the remainder of his life here, trying to help the people like you help them. Hope that someday he can make as much of an effort as you do. Proud of you. Be sure that whoever you have, wherever they are, they're proud of you too.
Well, that is absolutely wonderful. We're happy to be of service. But yeah. Except that I constantly look out for like magical gear and stuff. I don't have anything in particular I need from Black and Stone. I'm just happy to go.
Yeah, if they want to swap a half plate for a mithril full plate, then I'm up for it.
Do they have more of the anti-ooze stuff you can put on our weapons and gear, maybe?
They could get that if you stay for a few days. Kazuka again is busy making like a bunch of operations to mining very quickly.
We know there are oozes where we're
To
going.
produce these things, if these ointments. It'll take a while though, but he'll do it if you ask him.
Yeah, we know there's oozes where we're going, so it might be worth it.
I don't want my.
Hamlet will offer that he'll repair whatever you have if you come back when it's broken.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I don't want my shield getting ruined, for example. So, my shield.
Yeah, I mean, I have probably enough magic to protect myself, and my sword is magical and won't really be eaten by the oozes, so there is that. Well, I don't know. Up to you guys.
You'd rather be off quickly than not. Then
Yeah, I think we shouldn't waste too much time.
Yeah.
Can deal with a few oozes. We faced Jubilex before, and he ignored us completely. That's the point.
All right. So where do you want to go from here?
I think we should follow the trade route and
Head for a pair of demons punching it out,
yeah.
basically.
Punching it out in a wedding gown.
Otherwise known as the Neverlight Grove. To save Stool!
Well, on the bright side, Jubilex's attacking. If nothing else, will probably stain her wedding dress, so it will slow her wedding down because she'll clearly have to get that replaced. Has to be pure white for wedding, right?
For the Queen of Rot? No.
Okay, pure rot, but it'll be defiled.
Moving on, traveling to the road is easy enough. You've been here before. Very recently, it's been very close to this place, in Taldareth. The road appears clear, very clear, as a matter of fact. Seemingly something big and all-eating, all-devouring recently moved through here, and everything that was sort of stationary and easy was just kind of removed on the way, perhaps even accidentally almost. Meaning the trade road is very, very open right now. Probably is for a while until, the sort of eerie presence and the purple swirling mist covering the bottom of it disappears, if it ever will. Still, it's flat and easy to travel, and as you won't get really interfered with much, you could travel again in double time, effectively. Moving down this way, you will notice that Jubilix is not here. No.
That's good.
Hooray!
Tenyu is not here either. You do, however, see what is quite clearly a group of dead drow piled in the corner, covered in mold, and out of their brains stick tall sort of mushroom stalks that seem to be spreading spores everywhere.
Burn them.
What are these? Before I burn them, what are these mushrooms?
They appear to be similar to the ones you once existed companion Sereth ended up succumbing to.
Yes, controlled burning,
A
but making sure.
virulent version of the spores that Mycans used to make the spore serpent.
Yes, Roland shall burn them, but making sure everyone else is a safe distance away when he does so.
They hiss. They come in contact with fire. Bodies burning or filling the place with sort of a gross smell of burnt, rotted meat.
Essentially, fire cantrip, best cantrip.
You move further to the point where you would generally split off the road, entering the caves full of generally very big caves full of mushrooms and fungi. You quickly see that something is different from what you remember. The caves here are as big as you remember, but the fungi is very different. Much of it is covered in welts and rot, and it's generally not in a great sort of what do you call it? It's rotted and damaged, basically. I'll make a map clear for you. Been here before. Exciting.
Oh my god.
Fungal paths.
You will also notice that the place is covered in a thick purple mist that is sort of earthen to the taste, as the air is so full of spores of all kinds that it is impossible not to breathe it. As you enter the fungal paths leading to the road. As you enter, however, you feel in the spores that some of them carry a message for a mind such as your own.
What if our minds don't want to receive messages from spores?
Well,
I don't think
Gesh,
my mind
Gesh
can.
gets to not hear it.
I don't think I can.
Yeah, Gash
allow
can
it to
decide
work.
to not do it.
Yeah, my ring should help me here, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, it says it can't be read by telepathy, so things can still talk to me.
All right. It seems to be a passive thing. Aramikos, a voice says in your mind. And as you look around, you see a hallucination. Basidia, you've seen him before when you were in the grove, and then again when you looked into what was going on there in the library of Graven Hollow. The largest and greatest being in our world, the Myconid says with a sad voice. All you see before you, he spread out his hands to the fungus, is Arimikos. All this and more. It is all in danger from the corruption that will claim the whole of the world if you do not help us.
I mean, here it
Beyond
comes.
that, you sense that you know where you're supposed to go. Basidia is waiting for you. And you know in what direction to go to find him. The spores that fill this place probably also have a mix-in of the report spores that Iconids use to communicate, making you sort of constantly in a strange, drunken, passive connection to all of them that I hear.
Sounds rather distracting.
It is just sort of a thing in the back of your minds. And the most distracting part of it is that there's just a tiny bit of you that is constantly telling you that you should dance and celebrate, that the greatest miracle that could ever occur is occurring. The world is being saved at this very moment. Something fantastic and amazing. The queen will finally have her king. Here at the outskirts of the grove, though, you notice that a lot of the mushrooms have big holes in them. Holes that are currently filled with grey ooze, just kind of eating them passively. Continuing in, you actually notice that there's a lot of ooze. A lot of them. Blinkenstone levels of ooze. But they all ignore you, busy eating from the just huge amounts of fungi everywhere. Seemingly only able to devour a tiny bit of the biomass of this place because it's simply just so vast. They seem happy to just eat and reproduce, it seems. The edges. How do you travel further in? Is there a particular caution? Do you travel fast? What is your strategy for moving forward?
I would say whether we walk fast or slow at this point hardly matters. It's already been a few, well, weeks, days, somewhere in between.
It matters because if we end up going slowly, so if you end up going slowly, we're going to end up breathing in more of the spores in the long run. Because we're
Oh,
going to
that's
stay
true.
Yeah, but then
On
we
the other
might
hand-
also miss something.
by going fast, we may end up missing something, or we may end up attracting attention of something we didn't want to attract.
I would recommend more slow and careful.
And just deal with the fact that we'll probably get more madnesses. Madnessi? Madnesses?
Mantises.
What's everyone else think? I mean, do we have any opinion of anyone else in the group?
I mean, if we go too fast, we'll, we'll, we'll definitely miss probably something important. But the thing is,
We yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
on flow, it's either way, we're gonna be losing out on something. Whether
I don't know. We're in a hurry. Let's move.
I think
Yeah.
I'd prefer.
We've been dragging our feet for a while.
Yeah, I think I'd prefer to go quick.
Anti-ooze stuff from the gnomes because we're in a hurry, so I don't think we should necessarily slow down currently.
All right, you
Yeah.
move forward, rushing.
Yep.
Sure.
Nice,
Taking the
nice.
quick
Cyril, go
path.
first.
Taking the quickest path leads you through an area, nice and covered in purple mist, but also clearly inhabited by others. It is one of the main thoroughfares, and as you travel along this path, you see a lowland, if you will, an area of sort of swampy ground with lots of mushrooms in it. But around you, you see, or in the middle of it, you only pass through the water, you see a circle of myconids dancing wildly, while two of the mushrooms next to them are dancing too. Maybe over time, more of the mushrooms will begin to animate and dance with them. They let out jubilant sort of screeches and howls, very un-myconid-like, as they do, clearly celebrating the greatness of the wedding to come. They are not quiet about it. As you noticed, sort of entering the cave, one of them, the leader clearly, will step a step forward and beckon for you to come close and talk.
All right. Yes, we're right. I think. Sort of nodding to his companions that this might be interesting.
Personally, I would just dawn them, but yeah.
I mean, we can always do that later.
We sure we can't dawn?
Do you
Okay.
really want
Yes.
to talk to them?
I absolutely want to, yeah.
Okay.
But that's well already.
All right.
Mycon looks upon Gesh. And the other says, come all. You're all invited to the greatest wedding in the history of everything.
Cyril.
Yes, that is exactly why we're here.
And just, excellent. There are more. Come dance with us.
Now,
Our Lady's
our-
blessing will come upon all who breathe her might. Gestures around to the spores and says, It is soon you and I will be one creature. Soon we will be one with all others in this world, united by her glory. The creature not acting like a myconid whatsoever.
we have been worried, perhaps you could alleviate our worries there, that something else recently came this way and attempted to do unspeakable things to prevent the wedding. What happened to that?
Uninvited guests have been assimilated and made part of the greatest wedding in the world. You will too, don't worry. Come, you will learn all when you join the report. Come dance with us.
Sort of rolls his eyes and looks towards Cyrilla.
Up to you.
Gesh would like to cast a spell, I think.
Right. Well, can Gesh roll initiative? See how fast he can do that.
I would also like to join that.
If I
We
can
don't
remember
have
where
the button.
The
is.
myconid also wants to.
We don't have the button.
No.
Yeah, I can't. I don't know how.
I want to join initiative as well. 4? No.
yeah,
We act before the mic noise, so that's good.
Hang on,
might
can I
be
use
important.
inspiration?
Malachi, is there any way you can add initiative to me?
Of course.
+2.
Can I do anything with inspiration to my initiative? I don't think I can I?
Don't think so. But yeah, what spell is Gesh trying to cast?
He wants to cast telekinesis.
All right, you get to do that first. This
All
was
right.
mainly between you two to begin with, given that you both wanted to start something. You'll do your thing, then he'll do his thing, and then the rest of the people will react to all the other.
So telekinesis is 10-minute concentration, which during every turn as an action, Gesh can do telekinesis stuff. Unfortunately, the macro for it doesn't work, so I'm just going to press hold monster instead,
All right.
just to get rid of the spell slot. But with the casting of this spell, Gesh would like to telekinetically push the Myconoid who approaches us 30 feet backwards.
All right.
To here. He has to do. It's an opposed my spellcasting versus his strength. So d20 plus my charisma mod versus d20 plus his strength mod. And if he fails, he gets pushed back and is restrained until the end of my next turn.
All right.
I mean, even if I roll a 1 as well, I rolled a 2.
So he is
Good.
pushed back and restrained.
Restrained until the end of Gesh's next turn.
Just a
Any damage on that?
No.
just a quick one.
So what does this look like? As the Myconid basically breathes in a lot of the spores and is ready to breathe them out for you, what does Gesh do quickly before he even gets to do that?
Well, the moment that Gesh sort of rolls his eyes, looking to Cirilla for her to do the thing she's itching to do, he waves his hands a bit, mumbling an incantation, and then sort of just gestures pushing the Myconoid away, and he just flies backwards, really. Just perhaps hovering over the ground even a little bit, because I can even just pull people upwards as well. It's not a very glorious gesture. It's sort of shooing him away, and away he flies.
All right. Well, he's restrained. All of you are far away from him. It will hang there saying, no need for this rudeness. You will all join eventually. Why not just do it now? As his Mike and his friends to threateningly move towards you. Berserk would. William.
Okay. Well, if there's a lot of demon possession and whatnot around, that's bad. Would his let me see, I need to look at the wording here. Let's see, protect from evil and good. Oh, there's the wording in the macro, of course. Hang on, I want to know what this actually protects me against. Aberrations, celestials, elementals, fey, fiends, and undead. Dimensional attack rolls. I cannot be charmed, frightened, or possessed. I mean, yeah, that seems like a reasonable thing here. Liam will cast Protection from Evil and Good on himself. Just to protect himself from the mind juice. And he will move over here.
All right.
You may have bat 8.
Huh?
Bat 8?
Yes, you can. Who do you want bat aid against?
Pick someone.
Back someone! I mean, Liam is in close with the Awakened Circuit here, so you already have help with that, but or at least getting stick. But we can take this down. It seems dangerous, so the bat will give you advantage on the circuit.
Okay, giant mushroom it is.
Jordan.
Okie dokie. Let's move. 10,
Liam, being where he is there, notices that there is something under the water.
Oh, great.
Oh.
Oh, a Chul.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
Is there, waiting. He is close enough to see it.
Oh, that means
Call
there's
out a
probably
warning
more.
that there's. You'll call out a warning that there's things in the water.
Quick question. Do you have your light on?
Yes.
I do as well.
What's the range of that? How far
20
can I
feet.
see you?
15 or 20 feet of light around me.
Hold over your token. It'll reveal what you can see. I'm sure.
Oh, that's not much at all. Okay. Well,
Well, the light isn't. I'm not counting as a light source for some reason.
oh.
You're not turned it on?
I mean, it
There you go,
is
now he
always
is.
on, more or
Now,
less.
now he's done.
No,
I-
it
I
is.
think
Oh no,
it's
yeah,
lights off.
yeah, I can see better now. Okay. Let's see. If I can get there, it's 30 feet. To do a cube. No, it's big. Okay. Well. I think Reardon would like to go invisible for now. Actually.
All right.
He will use one of his spells from his lyre to go invisible. Yeah. That is him for now.
This mic in it. Over here. Rolling.
Okay. Is there any penalty on me standing on the square right of Liam?
The water is difficult terrain.
Okay. Okay then. In which case I'll dash to here then. I need to dash a bit closer anyway. But- And I will go ahead and make a swing at the giant mushroom with advantage.
Sure. That hits.
That is 13 plus 19 plus 4. 36.
The big mushroom sort of cracks and breaks as the soft mushroom wood is sliced into. Dawnbringer just searing it. Breaks halfway, sort of beginning to fall apart.
A couple of arrows from Zentara and fire over.
Yeah. The battle. First blood is drawn. As the mic and it's let out celebratory howls and
I don't like these.
run at you like fast zombies, almost hungry to touch you with their infected hands.
Look at that clump.
I know. So happy.
Oh no.
There's a troll.
Going to attack. It can't see Riordan, so it'll attack Cyrilla.
Alright,
Yes.
that's understandable. It misses.
Then it'll attack Gesh with the other pincer.
It'll have disadvantage because I'll use this.
All right. Then it misses.
Good.
Its big pincers moving up. The ward sort of blocking its attempt. The thing has like massive mushroom things sticking out of every sort of open part of its body. Clearly one of the spore servants. Achul was killed and then infected to make it a plant creature inhabiting the body of this thing. The other one will attack Liam. He's right there. They're not intelligent.
He does have disadvantage.
Yeah?
He's an aberration or a fiend?
No, he's a plant.
Okay, then never mind. Even though he's a demon-infested plant.
He's a plant.
Okay.
All these guys.
It's plant infested.
Except for the Quaggoth. They're other plants too.
Everyone is plant.
Lady Cirilla.
Do it.
Cyrilla casts Dawn! So everyone in that whole cluster has to make a fortitude or constitution save. Sorry, wrong thing. DC 15, not like Gesh's ultimate thing, but
Let's see. Oh, these two don't.
bit pitiful.
They
But
take 16 damage, yeah?
and if they succeed, then they take half. But more importantly, they are slow to move.
Now I can just move people in there. They are restrained, so they have to stop.
Exactly, and they take it every time they end their turn in there. So
Also, that's light, so I can see everything now.
yes, it is sunlight.
I could incapacitate them in there, so they have to stay there.
Can I please just note one thing quickly?
Yes.
Ah, my eyes!
Ah,
I know I'm holding a sort of light, but I'm just saying, this is... We've been in
it's
the
it's a lot of light. I gotta say, you're right. Yeah.
For being in
Glorious.
the underdog, for being in the underdog for months already.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Now, who is the crazy religious person? So realize just tears streaming down her face. It's glorious.
It is.
It's just the sun.
You can't say it's not.
I am sun maker. There we go.
Look,
Oh, yeah,
look at
but
all
oh
of that.
my God.
So much
what
damage.
exactly does this spell do? Let's see here. A cylinder appears. People take saving throws. Yes, they can make save throw whenever it ends its turn in there. Okay, take more damage. If you're within the cylinder,
That's within. If I'm within 60 feet, I can move it 60 feet.
so yeah, so it's a damage thing. That's what.
Yep, big old damage block
All right.
that I
Good.
can move around.
Well, who knows? There could be all sorts of conditions and things. I know that once light spells all make people blind. So
You are totally correct. I mean, for a lot of Underdark things, they do take stuff like that.
these things don't really care though. Most of their vision comes from spores.
Yeah, it's
They're
unfortunate.
like grilled and like blackened and all coiled up.
Well, I will come over here to grr at the chul. Grr.
Right. It's an important task.
Yeah.
Intimidating the plant thing. Korgoth Spore Servants. Again, not more intelligent than any of the other ones. Somewhat faster. Which way over here? Just trying to get to you. This one being somewhat intelligent, it's okay with. Zergwood. Over here. And we'll lay down its attack on. Well, that was not very well done.
That's a 1.
Squith here attacks Roland.
That's some damage you can tolerate.
Matching him with its claws.
So-
Lashing out. Gesh.
Alright, unfortunately, these Chul guys look pretty strong. But that guy is gonna get moved, I think. I can't move him far enough. Yet. Yeah, still can attack it, that's fine.
Yeah, that's
Keep
fine.
pushing Fuga back, just to keep like.
Or have you got mass hold plant?
No.
I have got something that will hopefully keep them in one spot for their at least one turn.
That'd be cool.
until they-
Maybe push like a Quaggoth or something.
No, I think the boss needs to be pushed away. He will
The
mind control
boss.
Sporus.
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
not
just
gonna
keep
be
pushing
great.
him. It's fine.
Alright, so I'll Gesh will
Holding his like big spore breath.
like step over here just to get some distance between him and the Chul. Oops, no.
Charge!
Now,
Misty step.
try to measure. Okay. He'll move this guy like 20 foot back and 10 feet up.
Right, so you get to try again, right?
Yes.
Huh?
Alright.
Persist.
Oh,
Shit.
Oh,
Sheep.
All right. Well,
sheep.
Sheep.
It will come to you.
Can you
Don't worry, you
re-roll
will
it?
be part of the collective.
you-
no, I can't.
Fine, I'll take care of him. Don't worry.
He will beg to be included. He knows.
Oh, I
He felt
believe.
it once, but now he understands.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Unfortunately, yeah, that will be my action.
Well, he's still stuck here, but it's
Yes.
gone now. Wait, is it the end of your turn?
End of my turn. He's no longer restrained.
Okay, well, they can move.
Actually, one last thing. I still have movement left after that, so I have to.
Gotta run away.
Yes.
Oh, of course you are.
the
course not.
true spellcaster way.
They
Can
move
you
over here.
go there?
Wow.
Isn't that within a square of, like, in the
Yeah,
square
you're
of the
standing
mushroom?
in. You're standing in.
Yeah, you can't. That's why I placed it there. Restrict as much as possible.
He'll go over here.
Ha 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 ha. Yes, go over there. Yes. Ha ha ha.
Myconid, blessed breath.
Oh, great.
Target non-plant thing.
Also, can you give me finger muncher?
Oh, you don't own Figure Muncher?
Never.
Oh, there he is. I did
Right
see him
here.
hiding, the coward.
But yes, it basically, like, just out of all its little pore holes in its face, just sprays a thick amount of spores that seem to have recently been all mixed up with a bunch of other stuff. Purple, misty goodness. And you will have to do. I believe Constitution saves.
What type of effect is it?
Yes, let's see what type of effect this is. It is a poison
Only poison?
and madness.
Okay.
And disease.
Jesus.
Okay. I'm going to spend my inspiration here to roll twice.
All right.
Con, you said?
Might
Yes.
be a good idea to use your inspiration.
Effectively, you're holding your breath while it's going on and, like, trying to not to just fight it off.
What's the DC?
You're looking DC 16.
I'll use my Indomitable to reroll.
Indomitable.
There you go.
Liam would have dressed it if he
Safe.
wasn't so goddamn tough.
Exactly.
As the spores spray out thick and full of mad promise, wanting to join this strange demonic collective is probably not something you would ever imagine yourself doing, but apparently this might make you want to. Quickly breathes in again, preparing perhaps a different virulent mix within its body. But that's all I can do for this turn. I think I want to get out of. Let's step over here and try to punch at Roland. Oh well.
Who do you feel like I'm being singled to?
Zergwood will swing down at Liam. That
Now, a question, because invisibility only ends when I attack or cast a spell. Is using my cunning word a spell? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Alright, I'm gonna use it. See if I can help Liam.
What? Who just insulted me?
Someone from afar. That's just on your AC, so I mean, you'd probably have to use a shield if you wanted to not get hit by that.
Yeah, I'll use the shield.
Sure. It moves down even with the cutting words and it's your
Yeah.
plant mind. It still smashes down. Perhaps just too wide to really make it fail. Though Liam's shield sort of holds it up, just to avoid the crushing of basically it laying down on top of it.
So the question is, do I go for the
Oh,
boss?
it has to do a save. So then it's in
I'm
possibility.
gonna try and incapacitate the
Yes. Save.
Yes, but do I still go for the boss?
He makes it.
boss. You
Takes half.
can.
Rolling badly on that. Oh, killed it.
Oh,
Yes, it did.
just try not
Brightness
to.
burns it too.
You can go anywhere this side, but try not to like go here.
I know.
Yeah. It. Yeah.
Fine. We're gonna get down here. Whoop.
Yep. That's fine.
And we're gonna lay into Fuga here.
Kruger. Spores.
Does he seem to have a lot of AC? You can never tell with these things.
Well, you give me a nature check.
Sure, I can nature
Be
check
like
it.
this thing, you know.
Sturdy.
What is this?
What is this?
What is this?
It doesn't look particularly hard. I mean, it's a big bulbous mushroom. You've seen these guys before, or like lichenids before, but Fruga seems to be really bloated, like almost as if there's a lot of air inside of it.
Great.
And it's constantly breathing out in these caustic clouds of spores. So probably just smack it. I mean, it doesn't seem too difficult.
Alright. We will activate a new spell I have, which is the Green Flame Blade.
Oh
my
green
God.
flame.
It adds fire damage to my attacks, and anything within 5 feet, any enemy within 5 feet of the target I attack will also take fire damage as the green flame sort of leaps around. So I can't add this like to the roll itself, so we'll have to add it afterwards if I hit. So here we go. I think those are hits.
That is a hit.
Are 2 hits even?
Yes.
Great. Then, on top of that
He dead.
damage,
Well, let's see. 28, 22. This is 50 plus 2, 52, which is exactly enough to kill you.
destroy him. Excellent.
Boom.
Then,
Hooray.
on top of that, anything that is 5 feet within him, so that's Myconod 5 and the Korgot Spore Servant, will take an additional 1d8 plus 2 fire damage. For 8 fire damage.
All right.
As the green flame leaps and bounds and burns.
Pretty good.
And with that, we'll take one step forward as for the last of his movement, and with his cleave attack, go into the core that is hurt. Ignore the second attack here. 12, probably nothing.
No.
Figure as much.
It's hide too thick for the sort of backswing.
Yeah, that's Liam.
All right. Jordan, invisible.
Yes. I'm gonna try a new spell I just picked up. But I need to walk out of this guy's range first. Okay. Well, I don't want these guys to. Sure. I'm going to cast a hypnotic pattern. And it's a 30 feet cube, so I'm going to use the blast template to give me a hand here and hit this.
All right.
You can
Now-
place it a bit one lower to hit everything.
You sure?
No, he won't be
I
able to
missed the
get.
chill.
No, I
he'd
won't be
miss
able
the
to hit
chill.
the cool up there.
Oh,
That's what I'm trying to hit. The other things are going to die on their turn because of the dawn, right?
It's only
They
if
finish
stay
it.
within it.
Yeah.
Oh, they have to finish. Well, then I
Yeah.
might as well hit them then.
no, the Jeshul is dangerous. Like you
Yeah.
last
No,
time.
that's
Not
it's
dangerous.
fine. How it is.
Alright. Unless they have any other thing granting them advantage, they have disadvantage because any charm spells with my lyre grants disadvantage. Save.
What's it do? What are we doing here?
Let me pop it out and basically I make it's like a flash of a pattern of colors in the air for a brief second. And any creature that sees it needs to make a wisdom saving throw. And if they fail, then they become charmed by it for the duration, which means they become incapacitated and they have a speed of 0.
It's actually concentration, so it's ongoing. It's just a light show.
Yeah.
Now, if they take any damage at all, the spell will end for them.
You are now incapacitated.
Yes,
Yeah, the plant thing's looking at you.
they can't do anything.
One of them saved.
Yeah, one of them did. That's all right.
It looks like
But
the
it's
spore
ongoing.
servants are not
It's-
particularly wise. Actually, they're actually really not wise at all.
It's not ongoing, Jonas,
Why is it concentration?
because the effect that is lasting on whoever doesn't save, then I just keep going. It's a
Okay.
charm. It's a
Yeah.
charm spell.
Okay.
Yeah, the area doesn't persist. Just the effect
It
persists.
says in the spell itself, the pattern goes away. It's whoever is initially charmed by it. I need to
You're
keep.
concentrating on keeping these two charmed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And as my
You're
bonus,
now no longer invisible. Yeah.
yes, no longer. As my
Your light
bonus,
show.
I will, yeah, I will use one of my bardic inspiration to give a D10 to Cyrilla, in case she gets grabbed.
Alright. This making it. Oh, this. Punch at Roland. Nope. Roland.
Right. I shall go ahead and. How injured does the Krogoth south of me look?
Fairly. Bloody.
But I shall take a swing at the Krogoth south of me.
That hits.
There's an additional 4 damage on top of that. There.
15.
I hadn't decided if I want to use my steam deck properly yet, but... Do I still tag it on the end, or... My steam deck, Monaco?
Sure, if you want to.
And then
Stab.
on my Myconid 9 on the other side of me, I'm going to go ahead and short sword it.
Sure.
And there's additional 2 damage on that for 8.
Double kill. You swing the blade
I-
back, cutting its mushroom head. These do not seem to be particularly good at fighting.
I mean, Liam. I mean, I can't be completely shown up by Liam.
Yeah.
Yeah. Roland's used both his actions. Doesn't feel like moving. It's good.
This Myconid is incapacitated, so it just stands there. And then I guess it has to save against the daylight,
Yep.
which is a con save, yeah?
Yep.
Alright, so
So,
take
11.
11. And then it's no
And
longer...
It's no longer charmed. Yeah.
Alright. Oh, I got rid of its bloody too, but it's still damaged, so
Yeah.
It heals.
it'll take this place then. And try to punch at Liam. Punching him for 4 damage and 2 poison damage.
Well,
A total of 3 after his damage reduction.
yeah.
It's so
You
horrific.
could shield it, of course.
No, I'm fine. I can
Yeah.
take 3 damage, I think.
Just the hands will smacks him and he can feel like some burning
Those
spores there.
those
So
3
he'll have a
damage are going
rash.
to be your downfall.
Might be. Then we know who did me in. It was the mushroom.
This one happened up here. Sure, well, Cyrilla's here. It's just gonna do what it does.
Pins, pins, pins.
Ever.
Yes.
As it grabs her in a claw.
Actually,
Wait,
no.
Doesn't
I,
Cyril have a shield? Am I misremembering?
I dropped the fish plate arm, the chawl plate armor because I didn't think
Yeah.
it matched.
let me try and help you here.
you dropped your plate down because it didn't match.
It didn't suit the character. So walking around in bug armor doesn't really suit a noble
Yes.
a
just
noble
checking.
elf.
I mean, if you want to get your head ripped off instead, that's fine.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. I saved her, so let's.
I've had it for since we were in the on the surface.
It wanted to bring her to its face. This one just has to get us safe.
Yep.
Can't move.
Yep.
It fails.
25.
And then it's no longer restrained.
He'll end his concentration since there's no one else affected by it.
Really?
I mean, I'll use the bonus action because I might as well just to shift it up slightly. So like that, but let me just move the previous one.
What's the radius on that?
30.
30. You could also do. Oh no, you can't. Never mind.
Yeah, I've been looking. So
Can,
that's
but you'd hit a lot of people.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's bonus, and I guess my proper action will. Yeah, I'll just try an old favourite of mine and try and inflict wounds.
Right.
On
Have
the chum.
a D10 to the attack roll if you wish.
Do I have to say it now or after?
No, I think you can. Actually, let me double check just to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can use it after.
Okay, cool. In that case, I'll actually beef it up a little bit.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
Okay, I crit.
That's a crit.
don't need to.
So
Take the jewel, yeah.
yeah, the 59 damage.
59. Jesus.
Rot away a lot of the plant material inside
For
of
a
it.
level 2 spell,
It cracks and begins to
so much
fall
damage.
apart.
Oh my
I
god.
love this spell.
Plant face.
It's actually a level
Alright.
1 spell. I just used a level 2 slot.
Oh my god. Damage cleric.
Yeah, that's me. Such a good spell.
Quaggoth Spore Servant will attack Roland. They're clawing him. Hitting once for 7 damage.
Okay.
Making it over here. It's like, well, it seems a little safer. Scoot around here.
That's what he thinks. But he's
Zergwood
wrong.
will just lay itself down on Liam. Oh my. Critting him.
Can't do much with that.
No, can't do much about that.
3 damage. Smacks down.
I think Liam should have adamantine plate armor.
You have one.
Oh, I wish. Just negate critical hits. Have something to heal.
Let's see who acts when. I think the Quaggoths are fairly dangerous, aren't they?
Sorta.
I think it's more the chores and the circuits.
Yeah, the shoes.
They both look really strong.
The Quaggoth's probably strong. Look at
That's
that.
true.
Yeah.
Everyone is strong.
Well, there's one chore isn't that healthy anymore.
I think I should step forward a bit. Do you have to step forward? Yes, I do. Good. And try to lift and uproot the Zergwood.
Alright.
He will in fact bet with Ginger that he can make that thing do a flip in the air.
Alright. We'll take him in that. That's its strength check, yeah?
Yes, he has to roll strength. I roll my charisma. And
Couldn't
I
be
get a d4 from Ginger. 16. Alright.
Zergwood stands in water. It's apparently very easy. Lift it up like.
You know, it'll get lifted up 30 foot in the air. Why not? Let's confuse this fight by involving Z levels.
Oh, you're gonna put 34 up. Oh, damn it. Okay.
Alright.
Actually, I can just put it in the dawn, can't I?
Yeah, Yeah,
Yeah.
he's going to
Yeah,
be
just
super
nice.
slow.
Okay, I was gonna fireball, so if you wanna pop him there, and I'll fireball
Yeah.
him there, and then.
Yeah.
And restrain.
It is restrained.
Yes. Oh, that's petrified. That's lovely.
It's being recycled. No.
Put it into paper. Oh
The
god.
horror.
Everybody hide rocks. Hide the rocks.
All right. Stuck there, unable to reach anyone.
They still have some movement, probably.
Go back in your hiding hole.
Well,
So
now my big,
rounded.
yeah, well, whatever. But my big target's now gone, which is a bit sad. But we'll chop down the shaft here and go for the Quaggoth up north and do the fire attack again. Actually, let's do that on the Myconod to the left. First attack on the Myconod on the left, and the second one will be.
If Riordan is going to fireball, though.
Yeah,
maybe
just hit the Quaggoth. I mean,
Quaggoth.
or if you wanna, if you feel like going up top.
Quaggoth it is.
Go
All
back
right.
to your buddy.
First is a miss, second is a hit.
Such good
D8
damage.
plus the fire
Bloody
damage.
barely on its last legs.
3 extra fire damage on him.
Does it do it?
On the other one, right?
No, on him as well.
Okay.
It uses my main attack with fire as well. And then the fire leaps. To anything that it's.
Yeah, it's-
Three on
Everything
him,
in 5.
And then the Mike and 5. 11 there, right?
Yes.
Yes. Alright. Not quite enough to down any of them, but damn close.
Yeah.
I will also do it.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Sure.
Fireball here.
Alright.
And actually, you know what? I'm gonna cast it as a level 4. 1 second. 96.
For these guys in particular.
Oh yeah, it was a bad roll. Yeah, so I.
I'll take a dexterity save. Yeah, well, that fails.
How
That DC is actually 16 because I didn't change that, but that should be fine.
How many damage do you get extra for upping the spell level?
1
Just
per
one.
level.
Just one
Doesn't
die.
seem worth it.
Well,
That's-
definitely not when you get this. Yeah. but
Yeah.
But
usually
like
can be.
never, like a level 4 spell for a D6 extra damage. That is.
I mean, the level 4 spells I have are not damage based, so you know
Ah.
I don't really use them anyway.
Okay.
They're utility, so I mean, I can spare a slot or two on upping a spell.
So just 1/2. Which kills both of them.
Yay!
Just fire burns the many fungal creatures. So
Yes.
the earth and smell and all the spores in the air. Just all around. Yeah?
Yep.
Alright, rolling.
Well, I think Shrilla needs help.
It's not too bad.
Uh,
It's so-so.
yeah, we'll see.
He's big and scary, but yeah.
We'll see. I will attempt to stab the Quaggoth next to me.
Alright.
That is plus 4 damage of 16 points of damage.
Kill
There.
the ball.
Neat.
It's a dead thing.
I'll move to here.
Right.
I will then stab with my dagger. Or my sword. That's 11 plus 12.
Stab. Big thing again. All armored plates hanging off of it. Try to respond to that. Attacking Cirilla with one claw. Hitting her. Grabbing her in its massive pincer.
Yes. What save was that again?
That's not a save, you're just grabbed.
Oh,
For 11 damage and a grab. And then the other one on Roland.
that's rude.
It will not match.
Roland ducks out the way with his extra AC bonus.
Especially she's now.
Let me re-roll that concentration. Nope, it's gone.
She'll normally.
You can add that. You
Oh yeah, I
it
can
maybe-
add the inspiration. I'll add the inspiration.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
that'll be good. Yep, it's
6.
fine.
There you go.
I just removed it by
What you
slip
being
of the finger.
grappled?
The dawn shall never set on the Cyrilla Empire.
As she is grappled by the troll. It would have put it in his mouth, but it actually doesn't have a mouth because all the soft bits are now spores. So it just grabs her.
It goes something like that.
Tries to squeeze her.
Interesting to note that grappling ends if the grappler is incapacitated. So
I'm sure I can get out.
So yeah,
oh hi.
it tries to grab Nord.
No.
And yes,
Hmm.
11
see
damage.
here. I'm gonna use one of my luck points to re-roll his attack roll.
Roll another one.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Let me
I think it
actually
missed.
hit the thing to use it.
Well, luckily, we didn't use your reroll.
Ooh, yeah.
I mean, I was going it, but you clicked it, so I'm sorry.
I know. All right. Well, he misses his attacks. Big spore thing. Cyrilla, grab by Chul. You know,
How do I ungrab myself?
Save with
Yeah.
grapple. Let's see. I think it's like
Yeah,
athletics or
what's-
acrobatics. I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. How do I ungrapple myself?
I mean, with this thing, you would generally want to kill it. Would be probably the easiest way to ungravel yourself.
Oh, true.
Beyond
you
that,
can
if
still
you're
attack it.
out of its reach, it also can't gravel you. So your own speed is 0.
It's true. Yeah. I mean, why not? I'll see if another inflict wounds works.
Yes. Oof. That was
Above
close.
average.
20. Kills it.
Yeah.
Grabs her, and it just like she touches it and just dies.
me.
Earth.
And yeah, I'm fine with leaving it at that.
Oh, crap. Alright. The Zerko can't move, so it'll make it safe. It'll ace it.
Still has to take 15.
Taking 15 and
Damn.
under being restrained.
Hope that would have killed it.
It wasn't restrained to begin with, was it?
It was.
Yeah, it was.
Until the end of Gash's
Alright,
turn.
Gash's turn.
Can it still be restrained, please?
Oh,
Does that actually matter? Because I want to shoot it. And move over here. And blast it.
alright.
Oh my god.
Pew pew. Both
That's
those
a
have
good
advantage. One of those is a
Hit.
crit for. Wow, the crit was 1 damage more than the normal hit. So
Hey, you know, 18 damage isn't
false
bad.
damage.
Yeah.
Wham, you explode
Yay.
the mushroom thing,
Hooray!
splitting it apart, making it collapse.
And Finger Muncher will help Liam.
Yay.
Now that the fight is won, Finger Muncher has the courage to interact with things.
Finally. The help I deserve.
Oh.
So 25 hit and a 29 hit.
Well, smash it. Smash it down.
54.
Oops.
Quick brain math, we'll go with that.
Ugh. I'm sure
I'll
it's
do
all
fire
worth
damage
it.
to it too.
Yes. 6.
Why didn't you have that cantrip to begin with?
Because it doesn't get this good until you get at high levels.
Oh yay.
That's
It's
just enough
dead.
to smack the.
Ah.
Leaving you without any more dancing, like to kill innocent.
Well, that wasn't too bad.
As you can travel forward along this path.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's just do quick channel divinity then to heal up a little?
Yeah, sounds fine to me.
You really want to?
I think it would be good. So we got
Oh, yeah.
50 to spread around. So
Jesus, that's a lot.
well, it's
Yes,
5 times.
Up, so, yeah.
Yeah. So I guess 20 to Liam. Actually, I suppose we can max out. Looking at it,
Yeah, we can.
yeah, we can max out. So just max out, and
31, 42, yeah.
the rest can go to charity. So I'm just that type of person.
There are some elves in the service who could have used that healing.
Mm-hmm. Wasteful godly power.
All right, I'll refrain from healing you from now on then, and keep
That's what
it
they want.
for you, for the poor urchins.
But only if the urchins has matching garb. If they dress below or above their stations, irrelevant, not heal.
Mm-hmm. I guess we move on.
I think so too.
Yes, you can certainly continue moving as the spores guide you. Exciting stuff.
Oh God.
Gather you up here. So, yeah. Control the terrain. Yes, the travel here takes a while, a few hours really, sort of movement further into the physical path. But eventually, you get to the area where you can sense these spores coming from. The area continues to be mired in this purple mist stuff, spores everywhere. Breathing it in, it doesn't seem to have an effect directly on you right now, but I mean, it probably isn't good, whatever it is. However, as you sort of enter this grove, you see around you, good enough to spot them as you are, though oozes probably wouldn't be able to, a lot of mycin sort of moving out of the woodwork surrounding. The first sound you hear is the sound of the soft thump as the stool lands after jumping in excitement at seeing you. Rumbadump nods to its bigger companion Basidia, with a sort of a shape of its movement that suggests that it is indeed confirming its trust in you.
Well, you lot look decent enough. I assume this old demonic influence hasn't gotten to you yet.
She just no, but many of us are lost. The little ones, especially, are in danger. We do what we can to keep them safe for now. Stool jumps up and runs over to you. Following, slowly walking, waddling. Stool says, "It's been scary. I have wanted safety. Our home is lost. They took it all. We tried." There's a sorrowful, sort of telepathic voice. Ramadan puts its hand on Stool's little stool head. Watching up still. Looking at Stool and Ramadan. Telepathically speaking, all of them, of course. It is imperative that we move quickly now, Stool. Rumbadump. Your allies have come to you. Have you come to aid us in this time of need?
We've come for 2 reasons. Helping you is among them.
It nods, confirming that. Good. We have little chance outside of you. No one else has responded, and the Dwergar to the south seem uninterested in our plights. They are busy making parades.
Parades for what exactly?
We do not know. We do not understand the true purpose of these things.
Uh, well, that's something to worry about later. For now, tell us what exactly we can do.
Hmm.
We do have a plan to get rid of the demonic presences. However, that's a fairly complicated and long-term thing. It will not be something we can do quickly.
You received my message then, yes?
Yes.
Yes. Very well. I have a plan to save our great master from this horrid ending that the demons wish to befall him.
Do continue.
It looks at you and slowly continues. I have created within myself, it sort of huffs a little bit, spores puffing out of its many spore holes, a mix of rapport spores that is capable of bringing a sentient mind into direct contact with our Great One. This must be done similarly as you did it last time. There, I would hope you could free him of the demonic influence, perhaps attempting to awaken him to our plight.
That is an interesting plan.
We have been unable to ourselves go there. There are creatures there, and we are afraid that if we go there, we will fall under the same influence as has taken others. The wedding is to take part soon, very soon. If they discover we are near, they will quickly move forward with it. It is all ready. They are simply expecting to do the ritual slowly. It is
I,
fortunate you came here quickly. Longer, and things could have been much worse.
I see. We know that another demonic presence moved towards the Neverlight Grove, hence the oozes and such. Do you know what exactly happened to the conflict between the two?
There has been no conflict we have seen. Whatever things have come close to the wedding have been destroyed by the wedding queen.
That would be fortunate, I guess, but hmm. Either way, I do think I speak for my companions as well if I say that we will in fact help you. Obviously. Right?
Can you repeat that?
Of course.
I,
Yeah.
I said we will help you.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah, it just looks at you. That is good. Then I shall allow my spores to cover you.
Sure.
Breathe deep. Let's say, and then it'll begin to sort of make pulsing motions with its rippling skin. The many holes in its body sort of huffing out thick clouds of like yellowed spores that surround the air around you. Do you accept it into yourselves?
I mean, this is either the real long con with the Zyktomoi suddenly having servants that can be real subtle, or that he's honest, because so far the demonic mushrooms have not been very subtle.
Yeah, no, I trust in this, and I will accept.
Yep. Same.
Anyone who wishes to not?
Mm,
No, seems fine.
Roland's going to insight the mushroom.
Sure. It's very difficult. Doesn't really show much emotion. Speaking of
Yeah,
mushrooms.
but it's his
Actually,
nature.
do a nature check instead of insight.
Okay.
I think that's more fitting for these things. Oh, I mean, it's a mushroom.
Who knows?
It looks as lying as a mushroom would. Does Roland intrinsically trust mushrooms?
No, he doesn't intrinsically trust mushrooms.
He sees his companions breathe it in like and choke almost as the air is thick with the spore stuff.
It does not seem like a great idea in some regards.
Does he resist it or does he accept it?
I don't think Roland, by his nature, could resist. Just accept it flat out.
Alright, do a resistance roll then.
What is it?
Constitution save. DC 16.
No.
No, well, he tries to hold his breath, but he can't. Coughing, and breathing in the spores. As the coughing continues, Bastia will speak. And so it is. This will grant you temporary immunity to the effects of the spores of the queen. You will be able to move in without your mind succumbing to their influence. Sort of nods, and then it sort of collapses halfway. Rumbada moving quickly to support it. Says, "This has taken much effort. I will hibernate so that my mind will not break. The spores, however, will keep us in contact."
So once we're there and make contact, what exactly do we do?
You will enter the place where you entered into trance the last time. There, you will simply enter into a trance once more. The spores here will allow you to pierce the corruption, and you will leave this plane for another. There, you will meet with our big master. It is called the Grey Dreams. You will experience something that only our people have ever been able to. Hopefully then you can speak to him, or at least rid him of the corruption. I have not seen it in its current state, for I doubt I could.
I see.
Cyrilla, and well, all of you, all of you are good enough to notice that as something drips from the ceiling and lands on a mushroom cap, something black that sizzles on the cap and sort of burns it down, sort of withers. And so you're not surprised as oozes drop from the ceiling.
Oh no.
Let ooze.
The other Myconids rushing to keep their sporelings safe.
Protect the sporelings.
Try to protect the little ones and deal with other oozes.
Protect the younglings.
Has it been more than 10 minutes since the last encounter?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
I
Now
assume
these
we can...
oozes seem to act intelligently, which is not something oozes normally do. And so instead of going for the Myconids, they're pretty sure they could kill. They go for you first.
Regenerating black pudding.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
just their
Oh,
names
no.
are terrifying.
as they
Why do
plumb
I go
down
last?
on instantly moving to just try to consume Riordan. Pseudobot moving in, caressing him for that terrible, terrible amount of acid. Which,
There we go.
oh,
Yeah.
Nope.
well,
You're not allowed to touch me.
Shut it, ooze.
it is okay. Well, you tell it to go and do that to someone else, and
Yeah.
I suppose
Stick your
that
tentacles
is
somewhere
what it can do. No, all right.
That said, I'm all out of inspiration, so yeah.
I assume we can take a short rest before we actually head to fight the Demon Queen. Well, probably not fight, but hopefully
Probably.
not fight, in fact.
I'd hope so. Yeah. I mean, you know.
The oozes are coming.
The oozes are coming.
Assassin oozes, or is sent to kill the Myconids. And
Roland would like to recap. What the hell do we know about black pudding? Also, what regenerating?
dungeon check
It's
Doesn't exist.
citizens.
Dungeoneering doesn't exist.
or religion check.
Dungeoneering doesn't exist, so. But...
I can add that.
Okay.
That's true. Oozes. They're generally unintelligent, immune to almost all types of elemental damage. These ones split if you slash or pierce them,
Got
making
it.
more of them.
Right, got it.
They also seem to be strangely blessed by some sort of demonic thing that makes them constantly rebuild themselves. I don't know whether that's
Any
not
idea how
what
to
oozes
overcome
are.
it? Any idea how to overcome that?
Not with Arcana, no. You would need
Okay.
religion for that, since it is a blessing of a demon.
Whoop.
Well, Roland, you can try out things.
I'll shift here to help protect Riordan,
Mhm.
and I will
Yeah.
bring down. I will bring down a holy sword upon this.
I would certainly appreciate that. Thank you.
Which would be 1429 radiant damage.
29 radiant.
Roland will opt to not use his short sword.
Alright.
Actually, in that case, Roland will.
Good more.
What would it be to put like a weapon away?
It's like a move. Probably.
Okay. Next turn, he'll think about pulling out a shield. Probably.
Jordan.
I need to get out of here. Or something. Well, they seem intelligent, then maybe I can get rid of them. Let's see here. 50, 30 foot cube. So, you guys, you have your light on, don't you, Roland?
Mhm.
Okay, well, I'm gonna put a cube here, and hypnotic pattern again.
Sure.
This doesn't work.
Now,
on
what
the
effect
users.
is that? Charm effect?
The charm effect, yes.
They're immune to being charmed.
You're immune to being charmed. Okay, well, then I guess it doesn't work.
We're very immune to that. With that, I'll also let you learn that they're also immune to being deafened, blinded, exhausted, frightened, or prone.
What
Liam.
you're saying? I can't. You're saying I can't make a puddle prone.
Mm-hmm. Liam?
Well, I can't slash them.
Do you still have the mushroom club?
Yeah, I do.
That reminds me, Dark, actually. When you hit it, you take 8 points of acid.
Is that even if you're out of range, or is that?
Nope, that's melee. Because they're corrosive. You stab them, they splash at you. And the non-magic weapons get destroyed too.
Hence why I'm using a lightsaber.
Well, in that case, how about my? I don't know. This is the same mushroom club I used to club the Pudding King. I don't know if the like goop's still active on it.
If you haven't got it prepared yet, it would be. You probably got a new one now.
I don't know. I don't recall. I just have it.
Mhm. Smack, smack. 2 hits.
Wait, why can't I power attack with it?
22, and you take 11 acid damage. And the mushroom thing now does 2 less damage.
Right. Hmm. Well, whatever.
With a -2 to damage, and you're 11.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out why I couldn't power attack with the club. So I should be able to. I have no idea. I can't really like look at the stats or anything of it. I guess I'm power attacking.
Alright. Take your damage, modify the weapon. The gash.
Well, I have many options, none of which are amazing, but this ooze next to me can't be. Actually, do they do acid damage?
Yes.
They do, don't they?
A lot of acid. Bludgeoning, a little bit bludgeoning, and a lot of acid.
That's almost okay.
Almost.
Now I'm doubting myself. No, Gesh will cast Hold Monster on this ooze next to him.
Alright.
I assume they can be paralyzed.
Tell me what I need to do.
Right, it is a DC 18 Wisdom save. I guess he makes it. Okay. Well,
Wow.
Resists the spell.
I mean, it's in that 20. I can't do much against that.
Mhm.
I do have a move action though.
Yeah.
Does he have reach?
Nope.
No.
It sort of blobs on you.
I'm just gonna say where. I think I'm just going to give. Let's see. We give Roland advantage on the damage one.
Cirilla.
I'm guessing just. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna put this up so that it starts actually doing something. I just need to find it. There it is.
Dawn on top of us.
No, not Dawn. Oh. No, it's tempting. No, I'm going back to our fan favourite Spirit Guardians. So that's going to be a barrel of goodness. Of all the wisdom saves ever. And there's no real point in me moving anywhere. Yeah, I'm just gonna let the pudding come to me, and that was an action, so I can't use any of my cantrips, so yeah.
So we have wisdom save.
Yes. And as that was 4th, it's 48.
No, it's not his turn. Let's move here. Attack Cirilla.
Misses.
Try to. This one has to do wisdom save.
19.
But he's not within 15.
He moves in, yeah. It's when they enter
And
the
attack
area.
Gesh.
When they enter or start their turn in it.
And 12.
I'm resistant, so I only take 11 total.
This one heals 10. Why can't I heal? No longer bloodied. And then it will lash out. Roller.
Ow.
Hitting him.
That's 19. Well, I don't like. Taking 19. I'm taking 9.
Alright. Now, it does hit you. Do you have magical armor?
No.
Then your armor takes a -1 to the AC it provides.
Oh boy.
Goes for you too, Gesh.
Well, joke's on him, my armor is shit.
None of us have magical armor.
Armor.
Basically making the armor into whatever it is, -1. If it reaches 0 bonus, it breaks. Okay. Right, come on.
Well, Roland will, as the first thing, he'll draw his. As part of, just like a move or something, to draw his shield out. Okay. This back pudding is regenerating. That's not good. But I just remembered I can do something about that. As Roland,
If you're a necrotic thing.
as Roland shall reach out with dark magics. As I will reach out and cast a chill touch upon it.
Alright.
I have advantage, which is still only 11. Wow.
You hit.
Okay. It takes 9 plus 4 plus 14. Which is 13 plus 14, 27.
7.
27 necrotic, and it cannot regain hit points
For how long?
until the start of my next turn.
Alright.
And, because I'm so inclined, do I want to do that? I have disadvantage on attacking any creature that I'm not engaged with, don't I?
Yes.
Range attack.
Range attack. Yeah, that doesn't work. Okay, I'll save it for now.
Alright, Riordan.
You know what? Maybe it might be a good idea to get Liam to do some stuff. Liam, do you have an issue with hitting these things, or you have a magical weapon?
I have a knot that I can use now. Because if I slash them, they split and become more.
So what? Okay.
I mean, I have a club that I'm gonna club them with, and then it's gonna break, and I'm gonna get a new club from someone.
Okay.
My poor breastplate.
Just get one from the caravan. We have knights and stuff walking around. We can get one from them.
I mean, obviously, their breastplate is a fairly common armor, so.
All right. How about this? Can I do this? How about I make a wall?
What flavor of wool?
A firewall.
Oh, good, it will stop all that malicious internet traffic.
Yeah. Yes. Let's see. 60 feet long. Okay. Ring wall up to 20 feet in diameter, 20 feet high. Okay.
It's not gonna be very useful. They can just move around it.
It's also a fair point to consider that they're also resistant to elemental damage.
Yeah, I don't know how to hit them from this position. If we can't hit them normally with our weapons without anything happening, then
Do you have
In
these spells?
Your Eldritch Blast should be pretty good.
That's
I
not
don't
very
have
good.
that. I don't have that anymore.
Oh, you don't?
I
What?
don't. No, I don't.
Betrayed your patron.
You could viciously mock.
He's a halfling of self-determination now.
You could viciously
All right,
mock.
well,
I
let's
don't
just
know what else.
batter it with psychic damage, I guess. Dissonant Whispers the ooze.
All right.
The damaged one.
It takes 14 psychic, and then it's forced to run away.
He's forced to move away.
You guys want to take your opportunity attacks?
Certainly going to do.
Smack.
You have a sneak attack on this as well, don't you?
Which means my attack is actually 23 points of damage.
16 for me.
Is that with the -2 from last time?
No. 14.
Sure. Who attacks it first?
Me, apparently, because I probably clicked it first.
All right, then Roland doesn't get to attack it. Dies.
Okay.
And Liam takes 2 damage and a -1 more on the hammer.
Oh well.
Yes, and then this thing takes is splattered.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna move now that I can, right? I'm not in any threatened area, so
Yep. Move.
get the hell out of here. Alright. That's me.
Liam.
Oh, ride it like it's stolen. That's Liam's motto. Let's move in and club it. Maybe I can do a power attack now? Yes, great. Oh yeah!
So 1 smack for
-3 in the first smack,
6.
so...
splat, and Liam takes 7. Then 1 crit
Yep.
for a bunch of damage. Enough to kill it. However, he also takes 5 acid damage, and the mushroom roll breaks, having gone to a -5.
Oh, that's a
So it
mushroom
just
roll.
dissolves completely.
He'll call out to one of his night dudes, throw him another mole or a stick or something.
Going to improvised attacks.
Throw me a big mushroom. I'll
We
use
have
it as
dwarves.
a lunch.
Surely they have a warhammer somewhere, you know?
I can, by taking their equipment, I can certainly remove a dwarf basically, as he's no longer effective in combat.
Excellent.
Which group do you want to have a weapon from?
Whatever, if anyone has a maul or a warhammer, like I don't know exactly what
no.
that would be, but
Couldn't you ask Jim Jar to get one up for you?
I bet you don't have a warhammer in those
Your pocket.
pockets.
Doesn't create any inspiration, but you could probably from the agents get like short swords from the Sark's veterans
no.
picks. The mercenaries would be using long swords. The dwarven guards would have war axes and shields. The scouts likely have like short swords and short bows, and the veteran guard they probably have long swords as well and shields.
nope to all of it. Although I do have the iron rebar still, I think, in my somewhere. So,
I've got an ooze mace that
Which is effectively a
does.
club.
Yeah, I've got a mace that does 1 extra fire damage. If you want it,
Made some magic.
it is magical.
Wait. What about a triple flare?
does it do bludgeoning damage?
I don't
I'd
know.
imagine so.
Is
The
it
flail.
is it a magical weapon?
Yes.
Alright, I'll take it.
I don't
you
know.
have a
The
triple flare?
tentacle rod, is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Oh, the tentacle rod. Sure,
You're
I'll whip the pudding. Sure.
I mean, flails are bludgeoning damage.
Sure. Can you send us that so much?
Wait, is that the same
I
Roger?
don't have the stats, I just have it in my
No?
inventory as triple flail. I didn't note them down because I was never going to use it.
But you keep trying to sell it to
Get a
us.
magic item, just throw it
Why
around.
are you hiding magical items?
I'm not. I keep bringing it up.
You know what? Screw magical items. We don't need those guys.
I didn't write it down
We have
because
so
no one's gonna
many
use
of them
it.
anyway,
That
so-
is like the
We're
worst
shaking
use
my
of
head
a
at
magical
you.
item.
He will even want that even to begin with.
Can
Listen,
I?
someone could make a YouTube montage of me saying triple flail every single session.
That doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean
I
anything because you don't know what it
guarantee-
does anymore.
It's true.
You didn't write it down in the first place.
Can I get the stats of the tentacle board, please?
I think I wrote it down on my token once, but then Menekai replaced the current token with a library token, and then got lost.
Let me try to find that.
No
When you
excuse.
took off of a drow high priestess, even.
Yeah.
Yeah, just kind of given up. Are you ever using it? Just, yeah. Down item. Screw that. Who needs it? Now. Now when you need it.
Oh, you people. My brain is melting.
Tentacle rod. Mm-hmm.
Apparently it creates water.
Work
Yep.
exactly how you said it did. I'll send all of you the fantastic plug for the tentacle rod. Look at that. Look at that amazing rod. Tentacles.
Rubbery tentacles.
+9 bonus to attack. Like what? Where? Why'd you just give this to somebody?
I offered it to everyone.
I mean, they only deal 1d6, but it is, you know,
It's a
It's
+9.
three.
That's pretty
plus
good.
9, so
I offered this to everyone repeatedly.
But
it's
you
the potential for doing 3d6 damage. Sort of by proxy, even, which I think was why Gesh got it, because they were like, "Hey, now you have a good melee attack."
I just said, yeah, I'll take it because it sounded funny after everyone said, nah, nah.
Well, Gesh puts out a tentacle rod. Liam is fine for now. It's Gesh's turn. He can give him the tentacle rod if he wants to.
Sure.
Oh. Doesn't really use Liam's amazing stats, but it certainly is a way to deal a bunch of blood damage.
Grasp my tentacle rod. What action would that be? What do I have left?
Move.
Okay.
Stick Liam with the tentacle rod.
And blast those 26 and 12.
Nope.
And one falls.
Lady Cirilla.
I mean, it's just a news here now.
Seems like this one is still beginning to regenerate, though.
Oh,
Wait, what?
Yeah, doesn't seem satisfied with being dead.
that's rude. I guess I'll try and hit that thing then.
The dead one?
Yeah, I mean, if I can kill it, like kill it, like
I mean, you're not in reach of it right now.
You
I
can
can-
hit it easily enough, like any spell. It doesn't have an
Yeah.
AC right now.
yeah, exactly.
It doesn't have hit points either.
So how do I stop it? Guess
Oh,
Give me a religion check if you want to know.
try. I mean, why not?
You know, it is a demon campaign after all. But it's sort of expected
Pretty average.
thing. I mean, probably. You know, most things that regenerate are weak to fire.
I have absolutely no fire.
you have a fire mace.
Probably not acid. That probably
It does 1 fire
It's
damage.
still fire
That's
damage.
enough.
I mean, sure.
Stop it.
It's enough to stop a troll's regeneration.
I'll 5-foot step here then. Change my weapon to fiery ooze mace. I'm not sure which one of these actually is the right one. We'll see. Whack it.
Yeah, it stops regenerating
My
as the fire just spreads across the surface, burning whatever was on there.
madness. Okay,
Seems to only do it for a turn, but that seems to be enough to stop.
I'll go back though because I don't want Gesh being hit.
Okay, so it's only a temporary stopping it, isn't it?
How will you go back? You 5-foot stepped.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Over you ooze.
What?
Don't worry,
There is no 5-foot
Oh,
step.
guarded
5
step.
in this game.
What is it?
There is no guarded step.
Isn't there?
In that game.
Oh,
it'll take
the
us
game
back.
was wrong.
Oh, okay. Then I'll just go back. Come on. I forget. There's so many damn systems at this point. All right.
Will you move or will you not?
Yeah, no, I moved to hit the pudding. It's fine. I'll take the attack
To
opportunity.
disengage as
Who's
an
you?
action.
Yep.
For that.
God, was it 23? That seems about right.
And your armor is now -1.
Yay. And it gets to take a wisdom save. Because I particularly don't like it.
Then it regenerates. Not too much though. And then tries to attack further again.
Miss.
Roll on.
Does black pudding 1, which I hit with necrotic before, stop regenerating now?
No, you stopped it for a turn while it was dead. That's fine.
Okay. In which case, I'm going to go ahead and fire necrotic energy at that ooze down there.
All right.
Black pudding 3, fill your face. That's a 10 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
In which case, that takes 12 plus 16 for 28 necrotic. I can no longer heal. Out of curiosity, by the way, so the limit on casting one spell per turn does not apply on cantrips, right? I can cast 2 cantrips.
Yes.
And we're expecting to take a rest after this, aren't we?
I
Probably.
hope so.
Possibly.
Probably. Because I'm going to go ahead and spend something because I want to. Yeah, is there a major point? I mean, I've already said I want to. I want to do this anyway. Well, action surge.
All right.
I'll fire another one.
Only 30 damage crit. Alright.
34 damage crit.
34.
The 2 is destroyed. And with none of them regenerating further, they will make it.
As apparently re-roll and seeing Cyrilla in danger just conjures up this huge black bolt of energy.
No, they don't celebrate. Not anything ever. But Basidian nods and says, "That was well fought. It seems that we have found the interest of your uninvited guest."
The interest being to prevent us from fighting Victimor, which would be worrisome.
I cannot imagine they would know what we were trying to do. Perhaps we
No.
were just convenient targets.
I sure hope
It
so.
does mean, however, it looks up, that they move in the ceiling.
Yeah.
Probably
We should not delay.
still a short rest seems to be in order for some people.
Yeah.
Take a short rest, yeah.
I'm gonna need to.
Basidian will inform you that, the spores he put on you only last for so long, but like 8 hours is still plenty to do short rests.
Mhm.
Do you have another? Does your divine beams things here have channel Was that this after a short rest?
Yes. That was so confusing.
Divine heal beam channel.
Yep. And I'm gonna doff and don back my old anchor armor because now my normal armor is becoming useless.
Remember those minuses to AC. They're permanently gone.
I put it in my label.
So they're repaired by blacksmith.
I now have 12 AC.
Well, if you pop one of those heal channels
Yep.
before we rest, we don't have to spend any. Just
No, I just spent one. But
Well, yeah, I've only got 50, and together we've got a lot more than what we can heal. Or what, 50 heals. So, you and Roland can probably... Well, let's see.
Actually, Gesh, roll a d8.
D8?
Yeah.
Oh,
rolled a
and
D6.
Roland. No, it's on top,
And-
isn't it?
I don't roll a d2, I guess.
I got a 3 on the D8 also.
Same
On
with
top.
us.
So how much are you missing? You 16? 26? Yeah, 26 seems right for Liam. I'm missing...
Yes, he's missing 20.
You should 24 left.
23, okay, yeah. So if I'd max out me and Liam...
You have 1 hit point left from both yourselves, Polly.
Yeah, then Gesh can have 1 hit point, screw it. So I'll max me and Liam out, and Gesh,
1 hit point dead.
you get 1.
And yeah, before I rested, I decided to use my second wind, which pushed me up to full health, nearly full health.
Yeah.
Does that use a hit die?
Nope.
Alright.
It's free healing once per short rest.
Yeah. And then a short rest.
Which I will take full advantage of because it's a class. And Roland is determined, damn it.
Oh, actually, maybe I shouldn't have ended that. No, I should have. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I guess I can spend a hit dice to make sure I'm full health.
Spend an hour hanging out in the Mushroom Grove
Yeah.
before moving out. See, they're laying down now, you know. But you can still hear him in your mind. Explains that his body right now is too weak to continue after expelling the spores he's been building up for so long. However, he can still mentally guide you as the spores or his report spores, so you have a telepathic connection.
Mm-hmm.
He will basically tell you to go to the old Neverlight Grove. There, that is where you will be able to enter the Grey Dream.
So the spores protected us from the notice, or just from the corruption?
From the corruption. Don't have to worry about the purple mist while you're here.
So
Yeah.
we probably have to fight through a lot though to get there.
He will say that most of the Myconids there have left the grove. They're currently doing the wedding ceremony, which has been going on for a long time now.
I thought that was at the Grove. When we were there, wasn't it like a huge wedding ceremony thing? Right?
No, they're parading around the whole place.
Oh,
A giant parade of thousands of these mushrooms and such surrounding Zugmoy and such. He will try to show you. He can, but right now he needs rest.
Yeah. Also, we could just put our hoods up of our Cloak of
There are
Elvenkind.
probably some defenders, but you know, all the people who are anyone would be at the.
we can certainly try to stealth in.
So we all have advantage on it, and they have disadvantage on checks to try and like find people. So
Yeah, we might as well try, right?
Let's go try.
I will warn you, you will be helpless once you enter the Great Dream. Your actual bodies will stay behind.
Ew. Fuck. Fighting in is probably the best way then.
Maybe I'll stay behind and just protect the bodies. I don't know.
Hmm.
I think, however, we should do that next time. Too late.
To delve into the dream.
Yes.
Delve into the grey dream.
Yeah, that sounds.
The
Pretty
fetid
sure-
wedding.
Pretty
Yeah,
sure
the
this is
fetid wedding.
Pretty sure this is Gesh's territory, right?
It is pretty much, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Magical.
What's the best way to wake up someone who's sleeping from inside the dream?
Infinite nightmares. Ha!
A grey dream.
Make them
I will
want
show
to wake
you.
up.
Yeah, Gesh will show them a dream. I mean, yeah, Gesh is a dream specialist, really. So
Well, if
What
that,
is
Can
a,
we-
what
can
is
you
an
call-
ancient
can you call
mushroom
it-
dream about?
can you call in the devourer just nibble at it a little bit? See if it.
Devourer already eats the worst nightmares that every person in the world ever had. So you don't know what kind of horrible nightmares you had because he ate them from you.
Yeah, if it
Perfect.
weren't for him, the
No,
sleep
you would have
terrible.
to sleep through all those terrible nightmarish
wow.
things that exist
I
because you
mean-
live in a world that has giant spiders that eat people, and that gives you crazy nightmares. But he's like, no, I will take that away from you and eat it.
Why, he's
Slowly,
so
I
nice.
will
He
bring
is
more and more
so
nightmare
nice.
fuel into my body because
I
that is
thought what he
what
did
he
was
does.
make people have the nightmares and then eat them.
I mean, but you don't get to remember them.
it's true.
I mean, exploitation still. I don't appreciate
It's
It's a bit of a Matrix thing going on.
It's
Yeah.
like on the one hand, people have nightmares anyways. On the other hand, they could also be made to have them all night.
they could be made to have to
Fatten
remember
up the worm.
the horrible nightmares.
Not the purple one.
Anyway, on that, I'm gonna stop the stream and recording because I want to go to sleep
Yeah.
Yeah.
late. So thank you for watching, everyone.
Entertaining evening.
Yeah,
And, see you later next week at least.
Yes.
Yep.